Hey everyone, welcome. I'm Heather. I'm the Bent Yogi. This is a yoga practice all standing for total beginners. We're going to get started standing. What do you need for this practice? You don't need anything. Some comfortable clothes, your body. If you don't have a yoga mat, don't worry about it. Come to standing. Set your feet. Here comes my dog, Winston. You can set your feet together. Hey, buddy. This is Winston. So, you can set your feet as you come to standing. You can set your feet together, or you can set your feet at about hips width distance apart. Feel it out. Let it be comfortable for you. Not everything that we do in the practice is comfortable, but create a comfortable foundation for yourself. Set your feet. Soften your toes. Let your arms and your hands come alongside you. Spin your palms forward. And let's take a few deep breaths here. You can set your gaze to one point. That will help a lot with physical balance. You can also close your eyes if you like. And start to feel your breath. Start to feel your body. Feel what brings you to this practice today. What's your intention? And as you breathe here, let your breath get a little longer, a little deeper. You don't have to struggle or force your breath. Just let it slow down a little bit. Let yourself slow down a little bit. Feel your feet on the ground. Lift your toes. Spread them apart and set them back down again. Feel your legs engage, really wrapping the muscles to the bones, engaging your quads, your thighs, so that as you squeeze your legs, engage your legs, your kneecaps lift. You're building your foundation. As you work your way up, feel if you can draw your low belly in and up, your belly button towards your spine and up towards your ribcage. That's what you're going for. Doesn't matter what it looks like, doesn't have to look any different, but can you feel it? Engaging your core, connecting through your center. Chest lifts up, shoulders soften down, lengthen through your arms and down to the tips of your fingers. Feel your fingers. Let the crown of your head reach up towards the sky. So now you're here, you're standing, you're tall, you're breathing, you're strong. And take a big breath in, then a long breath out. If your eyes are closed, you might want to open them up and inhale, sweep your hands up. Exhale, hands through your heart center. Inhale, sweep your arms up, reach up. Exhale, hands through heart. Inhale, sweep up, reach up. You can even look up. Exhale, hands through your heart. A couple more times, moving with your breath. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands through your heart. One more time. Inhale, sweep up, reach up. Exhale, hands through your heart. And bring your hands back down alongside of you. Now, shift the weight of your body into your right foot and lift your left knee. Feel if you can bring your left knee up to hip height. So if you can't, that's okay. Lift your left knee. Use your core to lift your left knee. You might rest your left toes on your mat. And then little by little, keep lifting your left knee up. Here's where gaze at one point will help a lot with balance. And it's okay to be wobbly. It's okay to put the foot down and then lift it back up. It's okay to tip over, right? All of this is part of the practice. Take a breath in and a breath out. Take another breath in. And as you exhale lightly, intentionally bring that left foot down and then shift. Standing on your left foot, lift your right knee up to hip height. Notice if as you lift your right leg, you start to hang out with your toes, or you scrunch your shoulders up around your ears, or you clench your jaw, or you hold your breath, any of these things. Right? Lift the right knee, no big deal. Work with your gaze. Keep the movement of your breath. A breath in and a breath out. One more breath in here. Bring that right foot back down intentionally now. Set the right foot, shift around a little bit, right to left. Come back to center, set your right foot again. Once more, draw your left knee up towards your hip. Feel your low belly drawing it up. Feel your right leg engage. Take a big breath in. Here, step your left foot back. Come on into your warrior one. Left foot flat, right foot flat. Reach your hands up. And if it works better to bring your hands to your heart or to your hips or even alongside, go for it. Here's your warrior one. Set your gaze to one point. Feel your feet and feel your breath. A big breath in and a long breath out. Breathe in and breathe out. Take one more breath in here. Now your warrior two, opening towards the side. You might be able to add in some space between your feet. Your front foot is flat and straight, and your knee tracks over your ankle. You can extend your hands front to back at shoulder height. You can also bring your hands to your heart, hands to your hips. Your back foot is flat, back toes towards the side or a little bit forward. Mostly just notice if your back toes point behind you. Bring them around. As you hold here with your knee over your ankle, if you need to or want to, straighten the leg and ease off, and then come back into it, you can. Same thing with your arms. If you have your arms extended out for a breath or two, and then it starts to feel taxing on your shoulders, bring your hands to your heart. Doing all of this, everything that we're doing here, we're doing it with breath. Take a big breath in, and a long breath out. Breathe in, and breathe out. And now take a big breath in. And as you exhale, bring your right elbow to your right leg and extend your left arm up towards the sky. This is your side angle. So again, if that right knee, if it starts to feel like too much sensation, you're struggling, you're hanging on, straighten the leg and then bend the knee again. If having the top arm doesn't work for you, bring your arm alongside you or your hand to your hip. Feel your breath. You can set your gaze up at that lifted thumb or to the side or even down towards the ground. Let it work for your neck and shoulders. You're creating a practice and experience that can work for your whole body and your whole being. Now, take a deep breath in and a long breath out. And I'll remind you to breathe, but you can remind yourself to breathe too. Take a breath in and a breath out. Breathe in and breathe out. Here, let that top arm pull you back up to your warrior two. Straighten your front leg, drop your hands. Square your hips forward. Step your back foot in a bit. Set your right foot. Set your gaze. We're coming into tree pose. Sole of your left foot somewhere along the inside of your right leg. You can start really low. The left foot against the right ankle, your toes on the ground. If you want to bring your foot to your calf, you can. If you want to catch that foot and bring it to your inner thigh, you can. I'm going to start low and stay low today. And I like to set this up with my hands at my heart. So there's this sense of coming into your center, coming into your strength and coming into your power. Feeling grounded. Even if you move and wobble and fall out of it, the ground beneath you is still steady. Your breath is steady. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. And when you feel steady enough, go ahead and take your hands up. Maybe it's just for a breath or two. Get really tall here from the ground up. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Take one more big inhale. Bring your hands to your heart. Bring your left foot flat. Set your feet. Bring your hands alongside you here. Coming back to our mountain pose, Tadasana. I'm going to fix my pants a little bit. Coming back to our mountain pose. Coming back to our Tadasana. Take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. Soften your shoulders, crown of the head reaches up. Engage your core, belly in and up. Set your left foot. Lift your right knee to hip height. Why do all the poses end in asana? Asana means pose. Take a big breath in. Step your right foot back behind you. Come into your warrior one. Take your hands up. Now as you land here in your warrior one, you might walk your left foot a little to your left. That'll give your hips some room. Your left foot is flat and straight. Your left knee over your left ankle. Back toes are just a little bit forward. And hips. Hips not to the side, but moving your hips towards even. So you're squared off forward. And it's okay. It's okay if that right hip comes back a little bit. You're just playing around with it. You're exploring it. All of this. You're moving your body with breath and with intention. That's so much of what the yoga practice is about. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. And take a big inhale. Now as you exhale, warrior two, transitioning into your warrior two. And you might move your feet around a little or a lot. I move my feet around a lot because I like to add in a lot of space between my feet as I go from warrior one to warrior two. You might just want to add in a little bit of space between your feet in your warrior two. Keep your front foot flat and straight. Keep your front knee over your ankle. The knee on this side wants to roll to the right, so you're always encouraging it, paying attention so that it can track over the ankle. Back foot is flat. Back toes towards the side or a little bit forward. Shoulders are over your hips. Watch out for leaning forward. If you extend your arms out, do that really intentionally. Active through your arms. Feel right to the tips of your fingers. Feel your fingers, the space between your fingers. And remember, you're doing all of this with breath. Take a breath in and a breath out. And take a breath in and a breath out. And take a breath in. And as you exhale, bring your left elbow to your left leg and reach your right arm up towards the sky for your side angle. Left elbow lands lightly on the leg. Instead of rounding forward, a little bit of rolling back. You're opening through the front of your body. Your top arm can be extended. It can come to your hip or your hand to your hip. Remember, if there's a lot of sensation in this left leg, go ahead, straighten the leg and then come back into it. The other way you can meet sensation is, you guessed it, with breath. Take a big breath in and a long breath out. Because a lot of the time, if you can get out of your head and really focus on your breath, you'll find that you can stay just one more breath. A breath in and a breath out. And that breath leads to the next, leads to the next. Take a deep breath in and a breath out. Now let that top arm bring you back up. Straighten your front leg, drop your hands, square your hips forward, step your back foot in, set your left foot, and come on into your tree pose on this side. Finding a place for your right foot. You can bring your hands to your center for a moment. Find your center. Set your gaze. Get really tall, grounded through your left foot, engaging your left leg, engaging your core, your chest, your heart lifts. Really tall here. Take your hands up. You can come out of it and come back into it. Your gaze wanders, reset. You notice you're holding your breath. Reset. Take a breath in and a breath out. Take a breath in and a breath out. And take one more big inhale and release. 2 feet to your mat, hands alongside you. Coming back to your Tadasana, take a deep breath in and a long breath out. From here, we're going to transition down to the ground and come onto our backs for gentle back bend and Shavasana. You can do it however you like, right? Get yourself down onto the ground here. I had a couple blocks. If you happen to have yoga blocks, you might want to use those. I'm going to grab a block, set my feet flat. We're going to come up for a bridge. Feet are flat and about hips width distance. Press into your feet, lift your hips up. So if you have a block, you put your block right under your tailbone. And it's a nice supported back bend. If you don't have a block, or if you want something a little more energetic, just lift your hips up. Your feet are flat, they're straight. Your feet about hips width distance apart, knees over ankles here. Arms and hands can come alongside you. If you want to interlace your fingers under your low back, you can. And if you can do that, you can wiggle your shoulders under. So any of these variations, feel your feet without moving, as though they could press down and away. And that might help you lift up. Your breath will help you lift up. Take a big breath in and a long breath out. Take one more big breath in and slowly come on down. Lower your upper back, your middle back, your low back, all the way down to the ground. Bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees come out to the sides. A little bit of a hip opener. And we'll stay with this in our Shavasana. Shavasana is rest, but it's more than rest. It's a few moments where you can integrate everything that you've done in this practice into your body and into your being and into your day and your life. You might let your arms and hands rest on the ground alongside you, your palms up, shoulders soften down. Take a really big breath in and a breath out. Here, take a deep inhale and a big exhale. Set your feet flat, let your knees just fall side to side a couple of times. And from here, make your way to seated. So however you want to come up to seated, and whatever seated pose feels comfortable for you. Bring your hands to your heart. Set your gaze, lower your gaze, or close your eyes. Together, let's take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining me today for this beginner practice. I'm Heather, I'm the Bent Yogi, and keep an eye out for more of these beginner practices. When I looked on YouTube, I mentioned this already, when I looked on YouTube, when I looked on the internet, and I looked for beginner practices, and I looked at them, a lot of them were definitely not for beginners. So I'm trying to create practices in a series that are meant for beginners, and practices that will help you build your practice, build your strength and your power. If you liked this practice, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and share it with some of your friends. Most important, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and I'll see you soon.